Did you know that the average person will replace their iPhone charging cable at least 5 times before they actually upgrade to a new phone? It's a frustrating cycle of fraying wires, accessory not supported errors, and sitting awkwardly on the floor because your cord is just too short to reach the bed. We've all been there, staring at that exposed internal wiring and wondering why Apple's own cables seem to have the structural integrity of a wet noodle. Today, we are breaking that cycle. We've rounded up the top 8 iPhone charger cords on the market to see which ones actually survive real-world abuse and which ones offer the best bang for your buck. All the links are in the description below, so you can grab these deals while they last. Which of these have you tried before, or are you still using the one that came in the box? Let me know in the comments. 8. 2-pack USB-C to Lightning cable, 6 feet. If you are tired of waiting 3 hours for your phone to hit 100%, the 2-pack USB-C to Lightning cable is your first step into the big leagues of fast charging. This duo is specifically engineered to unlock the rapid charging potential of the iPhone 12 through 14 series, moving away from those slow, legacy USB-A ports of the past. The standout feature here is the official Apple MFi certification, using the upgraded C94 connector, which supports 20 watts to 30 watts power delivery. In real-life scenarios, this means you can blast your iPhone from dead to 50% in just about 30 minutes, which is a total game-changer when you're heading out the door in a hurry. The build quality is surprisingly robust for a non-braided cable, featuring a reinforced TPE jacket that has been lab-tested to withstand over 20,000 bends. This effectively prevents the neck fraying that kills original Apple cords. At 6 feet long, it hits that perfect sweet spot, long enough to reach the couch, but not so long that it becomes a tangled mess on your desk. When we compare this to a high-end rival, like the Anker Powerline 3, this generic 2-pack offers a much more aggressive price-to-performance ratio. You're essentially getting 2 certified cables for the price of 1 Anker cord. While Anker might have a slightly slimmer connector housing for those ultra-tight phone cases, these cables hold their own in terms of speed and durability. They also feature a thickened copper core to minimize internal resistance, keeping things cool even during high current sessions. The only real downside is that the white TPE material can get a bit scuffed and dirty over time if you're a frequent traveler. Also, remember that you'll need a USB-C wall brick to actually get those fast speeds. What's your biggest charging pet peeve? Is it the slow speed or the short cord? 7. iPhone charger 3-pack, 10 feet nylon braided. Sometimes, 6 feet just isn't enough. And that is where the iPhone Charger 3-pack with its massive 10-foot reach comes into play. This set is designed to solve the 2 biggest headaches of mobile life: being wall-hugged by a short cord and dealing with fragile rubber that snaps if you look at it wrong. With a 10-foot radius, you can finally lounge on the far side of the bed or even let your friends in the backseat of the car charge their phones without everyone leaning forward. These cables are MFi-certified, so you won't get those annoying pop-up errors. And they support a solid 2.4 amps fast charge. The build quality is a massive step up from standard cables, utilizing a double-braided nylon exterior and aluminum alloy connectors that are rated for 10,000 plus bends. The high-density weave is a unique design touch that keeps such a long cable from turning into a bird's nest in your drawer. When compared to premium options like the Anker Powerline Plus 2, this 3-pack is the clear winner for value. Anker might boast a higher bend rating, up to 30,000, but for the price of 1 Anker, you're getting 3 of these. That is an unbeatable deal for families where cables tend to go missing frequently. However, there are a couple of trade-offs to keep in mind. Because the cable is so long, there is a natural, slight drop in voltage over that distance, so you really need to pair this with a high-quality 12-watt adapter to keep the speeds up. Also, because it's USB-A to Lightning, it won't give you that ultra-fast 20-watt power delivery speed found in USB-C versions. It's also a bit bulky to carry in a pocket, but for home use, it's absolute freedom. Would you prefer a 10-foot cable that's a bit slower, or a 3-foot cable that's lightning fast? 6. iPhone charging cable, 3-pack, 6 feet, braided. The iPhone charging cable 3-pack in the 6-foot length is the Goldilocks of this list. It's just right for almost every situation. This bundle is built for the modern Apple ecosystem, providing enough length for the sofa or the office without the excessive slack of a 10-foot cord. These are fully MFi certified, using original authorization chips to ensure they work perfectly with everything from the older iPhones to the latest Lightning-compatible iPads. In daily use, these cables are reliable workhorses, offering 2.4 amps charging and 480 megabits per second data sync. The build quality is where they really shine over the stock Apple cables. They feature a double nylon braided exterior and laser-welded aluminum connectors that can handle over 15,000 bends. A really smart design feature is the lengthened SR, strain relief, joint. This is the part that usually snaps, but here, it's reinforced to absorb the mechanical stress of constant plugging and unplugging. When you put these up against the Anker Powerline 2, the value is undeniable. While the Anker brand carries a lot of weight and slightly higher tensile strength, this 3-pack gives you full house coverage, one for the car, one for the office, and one for the bedroom, for a fraction of the cost. The braided jacket also makes them much easier to manage because they don't tangle as easily as rubber ones. One thing to watch out for is the aluminum housing. It's a bit thicker than the official Apple design, so if you have a very chunky, rugged phone case, it might be a tight fit. Also, keep in mind this is a USB-A cable, so it won't hit those 20 watts plus speeds, but for standard overnight charging or car use, it's perfect. How many cables have you gone through in the last year? I bet it's more than you think. 5. iPhone charger 3-pack, 10 feet, red nylon braided. Returning to the ultra-long category, this 10-foot red nylon braided 3-pack is all about visibility and extreme reach. If you have ever lost your charger in a dark room or a messy bag, the vibrant red color of these cables is a literal lifesaver. Much like the previous 10-foot entry, the primary goal here is to give you total freedom of movement while your device is tethered to the wall. They are Apple MFi-certified, ensuring a safe handshake with your iPhone to protect the battery health from voltage spikes. The high-purity copper core supports 2.4 amps charging, which is great for standard use, and the 480 megabits per second data sync is perfect for backing up your photos to a laptop. The build quality is excellent, with a double-braided nylon jacket that feels much more premium than the price tag suggests. These are tested for 10,000 bends, making them far more durable than the flimsy white cords we're used to. The most unique aspect of this specific set is the high-density weave that resists tangling despite the massive length. Compared to a high-end competitor like the Anker Powerline Plus 2, you are essentially getting 3 cables for less than half the price of one. It's the ultimate budget-friendly luxury for students or home office workers who are tired of being tethered to a 3-foot radius. Just like other long cables, you'll see a slight speed decrease if you aren't using a powerful wall brick, and the sheer volume of 10 feet of heavy-duty cable can be a bit much for a small tech pouch. But for the convenience of charging while lounging on a deep sectional sofa, it can't be beaten. Do you think 10 feet is overkill, or is it exactly what you need? Drop a comment below. 4. RCTech USB-C to Lightning cable, 3-pack, 6 feet. When you need pure speed and plenty of spares, the RCTech USB-C to Lightning 3-pack is the ultimate utility player. This set is specifically engineered to unlock the power delivery, PD, fast charging potential of the iPhone 8 through 14. This is the cable you want if you actually want to see your battery percentage climb while you're using the phone. It features the Apple MFi-certified C94 connector, which is the industry standard for high wattage stability. In real-life testing, pairing one of these with a 20-watt PD adapter can get an iPhone from 0 to half full in just 30 minutes. Even though these aren't braided, the TPE jacket is reinforced and lab-tested to survive over 20,000 bends, which is actually higher than some braided competitors. The 6-foot length gives you that necessary extra room to move around without the cable being a nuisance. A unique design feature of the RCTech brand is the high conductivity, thick copper core. This minimizes resistance, which means the cable stays cooler even when it's pumping maximum power into your device, a huge plus for battery longevity. When compared to the Anker Powerline 3, the RCTech bundle wins on sheer value. You get 3 high-speed cables for the price of 1 Anker. While the Anker connector might be a tiny bit slimmer, the RCTech cables are just as reliable for daily fast charging. The white TPE can show some wear and tear over time, but at this price point, having 3 of them means you'll always have a fresh one ready to go. Is fast charging a must-have for you, or are you okay with a slower overnight charge? 3. UYOUNG iPhone charger cable, 3-pack, 6 feet, red braided. The UYOUNG 6 feet 3-pack is the heavyweight champion of durability on this list. If you are someone who is notoriously hard on their gear, or if you have a pet that likes to chew on wires, this is the set for you. These cables feature a vibrant red double nylon braided exterior and a unique fishtail joint design that is lab-tested to withstand a staggering 40,000 bends. To put that in perspective, that is 4 times more durable than many other MFi-certified cables. These are built with a high-purity 18 AWG copper core to support 2.4 amps fast charging and 480 megabits per second data transfer, ensuring that you aren't sacrificing performance for toughness. In real-world scenarios, that 6-foot length is perfect for the car or office, and the red color makes them incredibly easy to find. The performance is rock solid, with consistent power delivery that prevents the overheating issues you often see with cheap, uncertified cords. When compared to the Anker Powerline Plus 2, the UYOUNG actually boasts a higher bend test rating, 40,000 versus 30,000, for a much lower price per unit. While Anker's aluminum housing might feel a bit more polished, the UYOUNG cable feels like it could survive a war zone. This bundle is an incredible value for anyone who wants a set-it-and-forget-it charging solution. One thing to note is that the heavy-duty braiding makes the cable a bit stiff right out of the box, so it might take a few days to break in and coil loosely. Also, the aluminum connector is a bit chunky, so check your case clearance. Do you think a 40,000 bend rating is enough to stop your cables from breaking? Or are you a pro at snapping them? 2. OIITH, Apple MFi-certified cable, 3-pack, 6 feet TPE. If you prefer the look and feel of the original Apple cables, but want something that actually lasts, the OIITH 3-pack is your best bet. These cables are designed to bridge the gap between budget and premium, offering official MFi reliability without the heavy nylon braiding that some people find too stiff. The standout feature here is the upgraded C89 connector, which uses rhodium and ruthenium plating. This isn't just for show. It's designed to resist oxidation and corrosion, which is why some cables develop those weird black marks on the gold pins over time. These cables support 2.4 amps fast charging and are built with a high-purity copper core for stable data sync. The flexible TPE jacket is soft to the touch and remains pliable even in cold weather, unlike some cheaper plastics that get brittle. The reinforced joint is laser welded and rated for over 10,000 bends, specifically targeting that common snap point near the plug. When compared to the Anker Powerline 2, the OIITH cables offer very similar internal tech, but at a much lower price point for a 3-pack. They are perfect for users who want a clean, professional look for their office or car. However, because they use TPE instead of nylon, they can get scuffed or dirty more easily, and they don't support the ultra-fast USB-C power delivery speeds. But for a reliable, everyday cable that won't give you error messages, these are a fantastic choice. Are you a fan of the classic Apple white look, or do you prefer the rugged, braided style? 1. 90-degree iPhone charger, 3-pack, 6 feet, braided. Finally, we have the absolute winner for gamers and binge watchers, the 90-degree iPhone charger 3-pack. This is a total ergonomic revolution for anyone who uses their phone while it's plugged in. Instead of the cable sticking straight out and digging into your palm and slowly snapping the wire, the right-angle L connector lies flat against the side of your phone. This design practically eliminates the mechanical strain on the cable's neck and your phone's charging port. These are MFi certified, so they are 100% safe for your iPhone 14 and older. And they feature a high-density nylon braiding that feels incredibly premium. In real-life use, the 6-foot length is perfect for gaming in bed or watching movies on a long flight. The 2.4A fast charging ensures your battery actually goes up, even while you're playing power-hungry games. The connectors are encased in aluminum shells, which helps with heat dissipation, a big deal if your phone gets hot during gaming sessions. Compared to the official Apple cable, this is a night and day difference in both value and durability. While a brand like Anker might have a more famous name, this 90-degree design offers a level of comfort that a straight cable just can't match. The only thing to be wary of is that the right angle base is a bit wider, so it might not fit into deep, rugged cases like an OtterBox. Also, because it's a right angle, it points the cord in one direction, which might occasionally block a speaker or a button depending on how you hold it. But for pure comfort, this is the best on the list. Which of these designs is your favorite? And there you have it, the ultimate breakdown of the best iPhone charger cords you can get right now. Whether you need the extreme reach of a 10-foot cable, the pure speed of USB-C power delivery, or the ergonomic genius of the 90-degree gamer cable, there is something here for everyone. Don't forget, all the links are in the description below so you can upgrade your charging game today. If this video helped you pick your next cable, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more tech deep dives. What should we compare next? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.